loves, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you my currently inked for pretty much the month of March going into April. As you know, I don't really do this every month. It's just whenever I have finished a few pens and have a bunch to share with you and want to like kind of redo my lineup. So pretty much I filmed this on March 18th and I did it because first day of spring is March 20th. So I wanted a whole new lineup for pretty much spring and the cherry blossom season. That's my whole idea. By the way, I am doing a voiceover for this entire video because when I rendered the video, I accidentally rendered it without audio and then had already deleted the raw footage, so I just can't fix it. So we're just going to do a voiceover throughout this entire thing, and hopefully I remember what I talked about. So anyways, yeah, I have pens here that I'm sharing with you right now that, I've been using since January through February, and I'm pretty much done with most of them. And once I'm done with this bunch, I'm going to put them in storage, and then I have a whole other lineup, which I'll share with you in a bit. So anyways, I think here I'm just saying that this pen in particular, the Sailor Pro Gear Slim, I think the April color, I got this towards the end of February, so it was kind of like a last minute addition to what I had currently inked back then. So I had a total of 7, including this one, and I've been using this with the ink by Ferris Press, the Fluttering Heart. So it is a shimmer ink and it works really well with medium fine nib. So far I have no issues with clogging or anything like that. I just kind of have to remember to like turn it the way I'm doing it right now in the screen whenever I'm using the pen, just so the shimmer doesn't settle and it distributes evenly when I'm writing with it and onto the page. And then now here I'm just kind of recapping the other pens that I have been using and how much I have used it. So this is my Pilot Decimo in the metallic pink that was released back in 2019. And in this one, I have the color Beaver Dam by Ferris Press. I have been using this quite a bit, as you can see. I'm pretty much done with it. I do really love this pen and ink combination. I believe before I had Beaver Dam in this pen, I had Oyster Hour, and Oyster Hour is a very, very dry ink, so I highly recommend putting oyster ink in something that is like a wetter nib, if that makes sense. I don't recommend it in this pen. This is with extra fine nib, and I found it very hard to write with, and it was skipping and everything. But with Beaver Dam Brown, I had no issues whatsoever. And then here in my other Pilot Decimo, this is in the color Pearl White. I have Steeped Umber, which I love this combination. Steeped Umber is so good, and I have been using it since last fall. I have to kind of force myself to put that ink on the side. Like, I'm gonna stop using it for a while because, yeah, like I said, I've been using it since last fall, and I just really love this ink. It's such a good, like, it's a good brown with a reddish warm undertone. It's beautiful. So I do really enjoy it in this pen. This is with an extra fine nib, and yeah, really great combination. This pen right here, I will be putting in storage once I'm done because I have been using it since last year. It just needs a break, so yeah, the Pilot Decimo in Pearl White will be put away once it's done. And then this one is my Sailor Festival Momo in, I believe this one has a fine nib, and in this I do have the Kobe 54 Gushikiyama Ochre ink, and I've been using it not as much as I thought, but I do plan on using it more because I do want to use up the ink that's in it. It's a lovely ink. I love this ink. I really enjoy it because it's like a pink but also a peach. It's really beautiful, easy on the eyes, And yeah, I do really like it. I love the combination. I'm really thinking of getting a full bottle of that ink because it's really pretty. And yeah, like I said, I really want to use this up and use it more in my journals, especially for cherry blossom season, right? So yeah, this one is going to be carried on. And next, I have my Sailor Amaoto in Winter Rain. This one still has the purple jade rabbit. I have re-inked this cartridge that's in here twice because I really love this ink and pen combination. So this one has medium fine nib with a 21K gold, and it's beautiful. Like, it's such a smooth writer, and I have no issues with the ink in this pen. Just like the other one, I do have to make sure that I turn it once in a while whenever I use it, just so the shimmer doesn't settle and it distributes, you know, onto paper well. But I have no issues with clogging or anything like that. It's a beautiful writer. Love the pen and ink combination. I highly recommend, but I will be putting this in storage once I'm done with it because I just feel like this is more so a winter pen, you know what I mean? Winter going into spring. But yeah, I think I've used it quite a bit since having it, and it just needs to be rested for a while. So these right here, I will be putting in storage. Like these four, I'll be putting into storage once I'm done with it because I've been just using them. That's what I said in the video. But I have since inked my TWSBI with something else, and my TWSBI is gonna be, you know, going through April because I love it. So here in this video, I have it with Wearingeul, the Autumn Night After 1,000 Years, which is a beautiful green ink with golden shimmers. It's such a stunning ink. I highly recommend this. It's beautiful, and I'm using it right now for spring, and I love it. So it's kind of my only green ink at the moment. But yeah, as you can see, I filled it up all the way, and the TWSBI honestly holds so much ink that this is probably gonna last me all the way through May or June because yeah, it holds so much ink. But I have been using it quite a lot, so hopefully I do go through it rather quickly than not. But yeah, love this pen and ink combination. Surprisingly works well with shimmer, even though it is an extra fine. And then this one I will be putting in storage. Like I said, this is a Platinum 3776 in the color white, and I have this with an extra fine nib. In this pen, I have Oyster Hour, and it's pretty good. Sometimes it does have a bit more scratchiness to it, just because the ink, I've noticed the ink is very dry depending on what paper you're using. But I do like this combination way more than, you know, the Pilot and Oyster Hour. So yeah, definitely works better in the Platinum. But yeah, I love Oyster Hour though. That is one of my favorite inks. I just have to be careful on what pen to put it in because it's such a dry ink. But yeah, it works great with the Platinum. Just sometimes it feels a little too scratchy, you know? So anyways, pretty much I am done with this, I think. Yeah, in this video I was showing you the cartridge is empty, and whenever I write with it, it actually skips a bit because it's out of ink. So yeah, I've been using this one quite a lot. Love the combination, love this ink. I think I've been using this ink since last fall, same with Steeped Umber. So I'm gonna have to put it aside because I've just been using it way too much, and I need, you know, I need to try out other inks or use up my other ones. So that is that. That is just like a quick recap of what I have inked since the last video that I've done, and what I plan on doing with them and whatnot. So setting all of this aside, that's a total of 7 pens. I know, I really try to limit myself and not have so many fountain pens inked at the same time, but it's just so hard because I do have a handful of fountain pens and I want them to be used, you know what I mean? So I like to just kind of ink them all if I can. I guess. Anyways, so that's what's gonna be happening with those. And now since those will be done soon, I'm pretty sure, I am going to be adding these. So for pretty much the month of March going pretty much through April as well, I just want pink pens because, like I said, I think I said it earlier, I want kind of like a cherry blossom lineup. So these are all of my pink pens, I guess you would say. By the end of March, I really just plan on having these 6 right here. Yeah, I just think they're so cute. So anyways, it's really interesting that all of these are like cherry blossom related, like in their names of what they are from these brands. So yeah, I'm gonna be inking these up with you guys today. Well, 3 of them have already inks within them, and then the other 3, including my new platinum, this is the Celluloid Sakura, I'm gonna be inking those. So put the 3 aside that's already inked. These 3 right here I'm gonna be inking. This is actually the Sailor, I believe it's called, oh, I just remembered it. It's like cherry blossom night. Oh, it says right there, night cherry blossom, and it's with a fine nib. It's a steel nib. And then the other one, as you can see, is my platinum Celluloid Sakura, and this one has a fine nib as well. And if you're wondering, the platinum fine nib and the Sailor fine nib are very, very similar. And then this is my LABAN 325 in Sakura, and this one has an extra fine nib. Now this one actually writes almost the same as the others that are just fine, because you guys know, like, Japanese nibs are tend to be what's it called, tend to run thinner, right? So anyways, yeah, that's that, and these are all of the cartridges that I'm using with them. So I'll link everything down below if you're interested. But yeah, let's just get going in this. I do have inks already kind of what's it called, lined up for these, because that's just me. Like, I like to match my pens with my inks, and also I want to make sure I have kind of like a color, like each lineup has kind of like a color coordination, you know, like they go well with each other. So anyways, for the first pen, I'm gonna be inking the Sailor with the Vinta ink called Isabella. And Isabella I got recently. I believe I shared it with you in my last haul from Vanessa, and I love this ink. This ink is beautiful. The shimmer in this is just so different compared to the Ferris Wheel Press inks that is shimmers. Like, the gold in this is already in there. Like, if you open a bottle of Vinta inks, I noticed that you don't really have to shake it up because the ink is already in, like, floating around. It's crazy. I mean, a lot of it do settle in the bottom, but it's already in the ink. It's so good. Like, it's such fine shimmer that it's already in there. So when you write with this, it's just so good and so different. It is, what's it called, like, I thought it would be very similar to Fluttering Hearts, so I'm gonna share with you later on a swatch next to it, and you can see the difference. But I love this ink. It is a bit darker, has a little bit more pink, and yeah, it has gold shimmer. So that's just my thoughts on that. And as you can see, to fill my cartridges or converters, I am using a syringe, a blunt tip syringe, which I will link down below. I love these syringes that I got over on Amazon. It has the long tips or needles or something, so it, you know, it can easily get into your vials or your bottles, no matter how big it is and whatnot. So yeah, it's great. Anyways, that's just a shimmer ink that I put in the fine nib, and I know that it will be fine in that pen, by the way, because I have had the Purple Jade Rabbit, which is a shimmer ink in that pen in the past. So anyways, for my platinum, I was actually thinking of putting pink ink in that one, or in this one, but I decided to go with a brown because I just got this pen and I want to really use it to really see if I love it. So I decided to put in Wearingeul Song of the Reed, which is a beautiful brown shade, and you know, it's a little bit more neutral. I feel like it's something I will use. So that's just what I ended up putting in there. So hopefully I do use this pen quite a bit because of that. And yeah, I just want to make sure that I love this pen, you know, writing experience and stuff like that. So that's what I did, and I filled this one up kind of all the way, more than the other one. Like for my Sailor with the Vinta ink, I didn't really fill it up all the way, a little bit past half, but not all the way. And then with this one, I decided to fill it up all the way because, like I said, I want to use it as much as possible. So that's for that pen, which so far so good with this pen. I've been using it for a week or so now, going into 2 weeks I think, and it's so good. Like, very happy with this. I was a bit nervous with it being a fine nib, but I love it. Okay, and last pen I'm gonna ink up is my LABAN. I haven't used this pen since last summer, so I am a bit nervous. I was holding it for a bit earlier, and I was just like, wow, this is really heavy, but it's such a beautiful pen. It's also one of my biggest pens, I feel like, but it's fine without the cap and unposted. So anyways, in this pen, I decided to do a pink ink. I got the Wearingeul Flowers on the Way, and oh my goodness, I love this pink. So I think I told you guys I've been kind of on a hunt for the perfect pink, and I feel like it's this one. It's pink, but it's not in your face pink, if that makes sense. Like, it's really good on the eyes. I love it so much. So I'm very excited to have it in this pen. So anyways, here's just a little bit of a writing sample of all the inks that I have, that I talked about in the beginning of this video. And yeah, I'm just gonna let you guys watch me kind of do a writing sample, and then I'll be back. Alright, so I sped those up because those were the pens that carry on or carried into from January or February. So you've seen that in my last currently ink video. Now, these are the pens that I just inked today. So here I'm doing the Sailor pen with a fine nib with the Vinta ink in Isabella. And again, it's a beautiful ink. It's like a nudie blush, and it's a bit darker than the Fluttering Heart by Ferris Press, and this one has gold shimmer instead of champagne shimmer. Now, if you ask me, the shimmer distribution in this ink is much better. I love it so much. I do find that this settles quicker than the Ferris Press shimmer inks, so you do have to turn these around. I think this is just you know, a different kind that Vinta uses. So yeah, it tends to settle, so you definitely have to make sure that you're rotating your pens, or not really shaking it, but making sure you I don't know, I guess stir up the ink in it when you're using it. But such a gorgeous ink. I'm definitely happy with this ink and pen combination. I'm so excited to keep using it for this month going into April as well. So that is that one. Next up, I do have the LABAN 325 Sakura. Again, this one's with an extra fine nib, and I have Wearingeul flowers on the way in this. It's a wonderful ink. I love this pink ink, and Wearingeul is honestly becoming one of my favorites. I just feel like the inks that I've tried from them so far behaves so well. I'm very impressed, and it just, I don't know, like I think I've tried their inks in extra fine, fine, and medium nibs before and never had any issues. They just behave really well. They kind of remind me of a Sailor or a Pilot Irishizuku, where you kind of have no problems, you know what I mean? So I just love it. So yeah, this is a gorgeous pink ink that I'm just excited, and I think it goes really well with the pen. And as you can see here, I think I'm showing you, like, this is an extra fine nib, but it's very similar to a Sailor fine nib, writing wise and all of that. So yeah, you can see there. But oh, isn't that just so pretty? I love this pink ink. I think it's such a good pairing. And yeah, if you're looking for a pink ink, I highly recommend this one. I do think it would go with any pink pen. Even a white, I think that would look so pretty. So that is that one. And last but not the least, I do have the Platinum 3776 Century in the Celluloid Sakura that I just got. Oh my gosh, I'm still over the moon with having this pen. If you watch my video, then you would know that you know, like I wanted it, right? But I didn't think I would love it as much as I do. It's just like when you see it in real life, the color is just, it's not what I had expected. So like you can see that it is pink on camera, like it really is. But in real life, you see hints of peach, and it's just, it's beautiful, and it makes it a bit more, like, it's really like, oh, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's so feminine in a way that I don't know, I just love it. It's the perfect pink. I'm very happy with this pen. Really glad that I went ahead and got it. Again, I did get it on eBay. I know it retails for around like $400 here in the US, especially if you go to like US retailers, but I found it on eBay. The seller's from Japan, and it is, you know, legit. And I got it for around $200. So good deal on that. And yeah, I just had to get it when I saw the price. And I love it. I really do. I love Platinum. I think I told you guys I really love my white one. So I feel like Platinum, if I have to pick, is my favorite. Just because the nib is, it's so good. It's really good. So that is that. That is all of the new inks that I inked up today with you. And in here, I'm just sharing with you the ink comparisons that I've done. So I have Lady Rose, and then Fluttering Heart and Vinta Isabella there on the top, and you can see the difference right there. So pretty. And look at the shimmer. Well, try to look at the shimmer. It's always so hard to share or show you guys a shimmer on camera. It just, the camera just doesn't do it justice, you know. It's so hard to capture that. So that is a little comparison there. And then here I also tried to do a comparison with Wearingeul Song of the Reed, Oyster Hour, and Treasured Manuscript, and also Goose Pond. And I want to say it's different. It really is. So if anything, Song of the Reed is pretty close to Treasured Manuscript, but Treasured Manuscript is a lot lighter. And yeah, just Wearingeul Song of the Reed is like a golden brown, I feel like, with a tiny bit of green. It's really pretty. If you add a little bit more green to that, it would be Goose Pond. That's why I added Goose Pond in the bottom there, because I was like, it kind of reminds me of that. So anyways, that's just a little comparison. And here you're looking at my March Current ink lineup. I think this is so pretty. I love it. I love all these inks. I did little swatches on the side as well, just so you can kind of see the colors a bit better. Maybe not. But I do love how that looks. It just kind of adds something to it too. And yeah, that is pretty much that. I'm so excited for my lineup. I'm definitely, you know, gonna keep you guys updated when I finish more of these, and then, you know, have to redo a lineup again. Hoping to do that like maybe end of April or May. Yeah, we'll see, because I feel like I have quite a bit right now, so we'll see when my next one will be. But yeah, super happy with this lineup, and I love my pens. I love my pink pens. I didn't think I had so many until I did this, and I was like, wow, this is plenty enough, right? But of course I want more. Like, why not, right? So anyways, here I'm just sharing with you all of my cherry blossom, like my cherry blossom pen lineup is all in my Esterbrook to go cup, which, by the way, if you haven't gotten yourself the Esterbrook to go cup, go get yourself one. It's so good. I love it. I'm really tempted on getting the roll, but I'm just like, no, I'm pretty sure I love this one more. So anyways, that is it for this video. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. Feel free to leave me any comments down below or any questions, whatever you may have. I love hearing back from you guys. Also, I do have a whole blog post over on my blog, so I'll link that below as well. Thank you for being here, and until next time, bye!